Hi everyone, it's Kat here. How you doing? Welcome to my channel. I finished my design team project for Lavenderblu, so I've got this beautiful journal to show you. Now, the kit that I used is called Dark Autumn Forest, and I will put the link down below in the description, as well as other links that you can have a look at some of Fiona's other works. But yeah, I've finished the journal, and I have to say it's a beautiful journal. I've absolutely enjoyed making this. It's probably even been one of the quickest journals that I've made. It just all fell together, and I'm really happy with how it's all turned out. So it's ready to find its forever home and someone who will make this their own unique journal. So I'm going to just have a little chat to you about the journal itself, like the cover. So it is a soft cover. I have used a cereal box, and I've lined it, I've covered it with calico. And then I've stitched around the edges, and then I've lightly frayed the edges, but it's all stitched as well, so it won't fray any further up to the stitching. I've now with the kit, you do get I think you get 6 pages. I will link my previous video that I did where I showed all the pages, but you get this beautiful bonus cover as well, which is just absolutely beautiful. So I did go through what I did there. So I won't spend too much time going through it all, but I don't think I had 100% finished it. So as you can see, I've decided to call the journal Selena. It just really seemed like a Selena to me. So first time I've ever named my journals. So yeah, I've ended up putting a couple of buttons on there, and like the little doily in the corner with the dragonfly charm. Then the spine, I have used some vintage napkins that I had, just some cloth napkins that I had with embroidery on them. And then the back, I have used some crochet doilies that I was snipping into, and it just seemed to fall nicely on the page. So it's got a sari silk closure, and I've also put a couple of book charms, and I will go through those a little bit later. I decided not to put a tassel on this one because I just didn't feel that it needed it. I felt it was too much, so I've just left the spine as is, just so you can see that beautiful flower and embroidery there. So let's dive in and have a look at this beautiful little journal. Okay, so the inside is lined with fabric, and the way I stitched in the signatures was I stitched them into the actual fabric, and then I attached the fabric to the inside cover. So that's why you don't see any stitching there. And so yeah, you don't see the stitching, and there's no flap, or it's all just material. I hope I explained that okay. But I'm really happy actually with how that has turned out, and I might do that in future journal. So the inside cover, I've got a fabric flip. This is like Wendy's journal adventure. I love those. I haven't done them for a while, but I did it again with Tim Holtz fabric, and I've put a little book plate there so you can put your name in here, and got some sari silk here to match with the closure, and a nice little rose charm there on a bulb pin. So it's got a little specimen card there, and that's some pressed flowers from my garden, African violet, and or I think it's African viola, and the alyssum. So I pressed those flowers myself. And this is some pages out of the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. It's October. One of the reasons that I was attracted to this kit was because of the mild Halloween themes, and being October, which is obviously Halloween month. But you'll see that it's not a Halloween journal. It's just got very mild themes, so you can use it. I just really love I'm really into these images at the moment. So on this page here, obviously you've got the other side of the book page there. I did attach them together with some silk when I put the two pages together to create the double page. So on that note there, you probably saw that there are 3 signatures, and there's approximately 10 to 11 pages in each signature. So that makes 20 pages and 40 double-sided. So there's about 120 pages in here, and there's some pockets and little half pages as well in here. So I've stamped, there's a little fabric tab, and I've stamped, this is the Tim Holtz toadstool stamp collection. This is one of his newer stamps. There's the first page there from the kit as a ledger paper, and a beautiful half page that I've stitched around the edges and with the butterflies there, and I did line that with some graph paper, and I've stamped, this is the Tim Holtz Flutter collection as well. So I've got some book pages here. They've just got some lovely names of Australian, I don't know if they're native, but they look like they probably are. So a bit of Australian names there with the botanical names. In here I've stamped, there's a bit of space here, so I stamped another one of the Tim Holtz toadstool stamp. This is from a gardening journal, and again I've attached the pages together with a strip of tea-dyed paper, and I've sewn down there so they're very secure. And I think they add an interesting element. So this is a bit of a corner flip there, so you've got some journaling space, and again I've did a little bit more stamping with the toadstools, and I've given it a little bit of extra support there with some washi. Now this one here is a letter from the bookmaker, and I don't think I've sealed that, but I might leave that because perhaps I did, I don't remember. But I've stamped it with some different images there, and there's just a little note there to the recipient of the journal, just a little bit about the journal, and some ideas of what you can use the journal for. I made a little booklet here just out of some scrap papers and selection of tea-dyed and graph and ledger paper, that sort of thing, and just finished off with a little bit of the leftover calico bits, and I used as much of the kit as possible, so yeah, just made a little band there. And this is a little postcard that I made, and on the back just some information about myself. I do now have a website, so I will need to update that. Well, actually I have got some, I've created some postcards on Vistaprint actually. It's got all my my information, and you can use it as a bit of ephemera as well, so I'm looking forward to receiving those. Okay, so some tea stain paper, and it's a little cluster there, and some book page. Another fabric tab, and a bit of book page and tea stain paper. As you can see, plenty of space to do journal writing. And there's the middle of the signature there, and there's the stitched in signature there, and I've used waxed linen thread, so it is very secure. Okay, some more tea stain paper and book page. There's some tea stain paper there. I thought that was quite interesting, the way that got stained up, and there's a little bit of the salvage edge actually of the Tim Holtz fabric that I used on the inside when I made this. So I absolutely did not waste anything, so I thought that looked quite good on the page there. Some tea stain paper, and that's more of that journal paper the other side. And I like how it's got the little holes, the punched holes on the edge there. That's interesting bark there. Okay, So this is a little half page here. Now that's a paper clip that I have faux rusted, and this is actually a tag that came off some lace, vintage lace that I was gifted, and it's got some lovely old writing in pencil which says 3 yards 416. So I've used that, and this is the Leonardo da Vinci envelope and paper in there. And then there's some graph paper that I've backed. That's the other bit of that butterfly paper. And then there's an envelope there that I've made out of one of the book pages. So it's not got anything in there, so I've left that for you so that you can fill that with whatever you would like. I'll put that all back together. Okay, so there's a bit of ledger paper there. There's little bits of string and stuff coming out. And there's one of the other bits of the digital kit there. So I did explain that I printed the digital kit out onto some tea stain paper. And there's some more of the country diary of an Edwardian Lady. And that's the other side. So that's the first signature. So as you can see, it is quite a full journal. But there is definitely room to expand and grow as you fill it with your memory keeping and your little bits as well. Okay, so this is the middle signature. There's a bit of a side tuck there. Now I've got some postage stamps. I don't know if I've got these from op shops or, but this is part of my collection. But if you have a look closely, you'll see that there's some fairies dancing there. That's a stamp from Italy, and that looks like a Merlin stamp. So, and I've used the Tim Holtz correspondence there, and this is one of my tags that I made. And again, I will do a tutorial on how I made these because they turned out really well. So I've backed that with some tea stain paper as well, and topped it with a whale tail tab. So this is some tea stain paper with a fabric tab, and this is one of the book charms. So I will hold that up to you. One of my neighbours gave me, she knew that I was doing this, and she loved the way I put the book jewellery in on the pages. And she's into crystals and tarot reading and that sort of thing. And this was a bracelet that she was cleaning out. And so she gave me a few things. So this is just a couple of pendants from that bracelet. So I thought that suited the journal. And there's one of the digital kits there, one of the pages. And you can see what I mean about mild Halloween themes. So there's a ruffle on the side of the page there, and this is craft brown paper. This is some botanical pages out of botanical book that I've got, and that's just some blank pages there for some journaling. So I made another one. This is just a bulldog clip that I faux rusted up as well. So this is one of these Wendy Journals flip envelope thingies, pockets. So I made that with the tab, the tag rather, and whoops, and then you can flip it that way, and then there's some journaling space on the back there, and that's the other side there. So, and that can sit just over the page. I'll pop that back for you. They sit on the page like that, and you just secure it with a bulldog clip there. So that's the other side there. Some tea stain paper with a, I think that's probably a moth actually, just in the corner there. Another one of the digital kits there. Beautiful colours, and just love all the themes. And the butterfly, a little quarter page there, or half page, probably quarter page with the butterfly. And again, I've backed it with some graph paper and stitched around the edges. There's some ledger paper there. So tea stain paper. And now this one here I'll just take that all apart. That's some of the scrapbook paper, so it's quite thick, and it's backed with some ledger paper. Then I've made another one of those envelopes out of some book pages that I had, and that's just a little bit of some digital kit there that I had. It's like a library card, and this is, so I had some leftover pages that I printed out that I had reduced in size, so I made some journaling cards out of those, and just with some tea dye paper stitched around the edges, and then I backed it with some tea dye paper there, so you can use that for some journaling space. So let's put that all back there. Okay, so more tea stain paper, and then we're in the middle of the signature there, and that's from the Songs of Experience book. I explained that I liked it because of the colours, and it just sort of seemed to have mild sort of Halloween themes going there. So okay, so this is a fabric, a little fabric pocket that I made. Another one of these collage tags that I did, and you can flip that out there, and there's just a little bit of some Tim Holtz paper there, so that can go in there, so you can do a little bit of journaling there. Okay, so that goes like that, and then the other side of that is ledger paper, and then I've got just a little bit of a kit, which is a bit of a scanned napkin, or a bit of linen, scanned linen. So another bit of tea dyed paper with the fabric tab, and some ledger paper. This is graph paper, and there's another one of the pages from the kit. Okay, so as I said, I really held back on wanting to decorate too much, because I didn't want to overtake the journal and just put everything into it. I really think that, you know, every page you turn, you want to put your own things in it. So I just decorated a few pages, just, you know, just to do that. But I've just left it really free, almost like a semi-naked journal, I guess you could say. So that's another little side tuck there with some stamps. So that's a flower, and it's just a vintage, I think it's just a side profile of the Queen or something like that. And that's a little teapot that I think I got in some Happy Mail, and I just really like the colours. And I've used the Tim Holtz Correspondence stamp set. I love that stamp set. They can be quite pricey, but I just think that they're just so worth the investment. And that's another one of my collage tags, which I think look really effective on the page. So this is the third signature and the final signature. So just a little bit of a pocket that I've just put some flag banners there, and another one of these journal cards that I made out of the kit, out of the page. Tea stain paper, and beautiful roses against a black background. It's just absolutely stunning, and I've got a little lace tab there. It's one of the botanical pages, more botanicals, and that's another book page that you can flip out, and I did pop just a little piece of tea stain paper that I stamped, and that can just slide into there. But you can also flip that up, and you can journal. So you've got a bit of a secret journaling space there. So this is those index cards that I made with a paper doily, and it's got a little bit of a charm there, and another one of my bulldog clips there. Book page, tea stain paper, and there's another page from the kit, ledger paper. I put a tab there, and that's another one of the pendants from that charm bracelet, and that's if you're into tarot readings and that sort of thing, I guess you may recognise that. That's one of the pages out of the gardening journal diary that I've got, but I just really loved the grid on that and the lines. So, and there's some book pages from that Song of Experience. Okay, and ledger paper and beautiful owls on the digital kit there. And this is it's like, they're almost like CD sleeves or CD pockets, I guess you could say. So it flips out. It's attached with a fabric hinge. So you've got some journaling space here. And then I did make a couple of tabs, or sorry, a couple of tags that you can journal on. Okay. And there's a paper tab up the top there. And ledger paper, craft brown paper. That's one of the autumn leaves from the Tim Holtz stamp. And book page with the side tuck and another one of my collage tags. It's backed on some tea stain paper. So botanical print, and this is a fabric flip that I made. And I think that's, oh yeah, and a botanical print, and that's another one of the pages out of the kit. So a raven and toadstools and a moth with a bit of the moonlight in the background there. And some beautiful blank tea stain paper there, and another one of the toadstools with a fabric tab. And some a journal card that I made out of some of the kit pages with another faux rusted paper clip. And there's just a printout of a library card there, so it's a bit of ephemera. And this is just what stamps that I used in the kit there. And this is a fabric pocket that I made out of a napkin, and I've just included some extra like tags. There's some embossing there, and just to get you started. And also I will include as well some tea stain paper that I have die cut out, and some extra tabs which I'll pop in there. And then I will also include a few extra paper clips here with the kit. So I will list this journal for sale on my website, so you can check www.jollyjamjournals.com.au. I will leave the link in the description below, and that will take you to my website. Rusticness and just the beauty and the character of the journal. So there she is. So hopefully, yeah, you know, if you've liked this video, guys, let me know by clicking the like button. Channel, then please subscribe and hit the bell so that you receive notifications of when I upload new videos. Yeah, so thanks very much, guys, for watching. Until next time, bye.